Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to this bi-weekly video here at the University of North Dakota. And as we approach March, we recognize March as Women's History Month. And UND has a proud tradition of celebrating events to honor Women's History Month. And today I have two guests with me who are here to talk about specific activities that are happening on our campus during or approaching the month of March and Women's History Month. The first is Dr. Krista Lynn Minnotte, who is the department chair for the Department of Sociology and a professor of sociology. So welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
And Dr. Anna Arnar, who is the curator of modern and contemporary art at the North Dakota Museum of Art. So Anna, it's great to have you as well.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And we'll start first with a discussion about an upcoming event that's happening and hosted by the UCW+. So Krista Lynn, how about it?
Well, we are hosting an annual Women's History Month breakfast that will take place on February 28th at 9 a.m. in the Memorial Union. And everyone is welcome to attend. That's what the plus signifies, is that everyone is welcome to be there. Awesome. What a great way to celebrate a lot of things, including a special exhibit that's coming forward. And so Anna, the exhibit that we're talking about is called Women at War, and it's a special traveling exhibit. Can you share a little bit of information about this exhibit and how it came to us?
Yeah, so Women at War features 12 Ukrainian women artists. 11 of them are contemporary artists, all of them well recognized and have, major practices. The 12th figure is a historical figure, Alla Horska, and she kind of serves as a preface to the exhibition. Alla Horska was an activist. She actively resisted the Soviet regime, and she was murdered in 1970, presumably by the KGB. So about half of the works address the recent invasion of Russia into Ukraine in 2022. The other half reach further back, commenting on the 2014 annexation of Crimea, as well as the Separatist War. Several of them actually reach back even further, commenting on the two world wars, and historical events like the Holodomor, which was the systematic starvation of millions of Ukrainians that occurred under Joseph Stalin. And for decades, this was something that you were not allowed to talk about. It was actively censored. And so part of the struggle today in Ukraine is to kind of reclaim not only their independence, but also their unique cultural history, and also recognizing something that they, of course, never forgot. And so one of the values of the exhibit, I think, is that it talks a lot about history or historiography. Who writes it, who is it for, which voices are left in and out. And of course, since this is about war, and as an art historian, I can attest that throughout time in all cultures, it's a very common theme in art. But typically it's told from the point of view of the victor, or from the soldier's point of view, or the men's point of view. And so this exhibit kind of flips the script, and we get to hear about not just women's experiences, but children's experience, the elderly, the disabled, other marginalized populations. And as one of the artists in the show says, there are no winners or losers in war, only survivors. And so we don't see scenes of the battlefield, right? Heroic gestures, but a lot of times it's the kind of day-to-day survival.
So what an amazing exhibit, but I'm sure there's a story about how it came to Grand Forks. I mean, we're probably not considered as the first place where an exhibit like this would come, but we're grateful that it's here.
Yeah, well, I'm really happy. I'm actually partly responsible for that. So the show actually opened up in New York at the Friedman Gallery, and the curator of the show is Monika Fabijanska, who's Polish herself. And it's a show they didn't plan on doing, but the war, was kind of the catalyst. And it was actually identified as one of the top 10 shows of 2022. I was working on a different project about artists in combat zones. I got to know Monika, and I said, is this show traveling? And not surprisingly, it was going to the East Coast and the West Coast, and the Midwest is empty. And of course, as a proud Midwesterner, I talked to Monika, who didn't grow up in the States, and she had no idea how many Ukrainians and Eastern Europeans have settled in the Midwest. So yes, I kept badgering her, so she added Chicago, Manitoba, and the North Dakota Museum of Art. And this is even before I started working there. And I was really happy that the museum was, gladly took it on. They have a long history of taking on shows that touch on, the depths of human experience.
And is there any additional specific public programming going along with this particular show?
Yes, and here I want to give a shout out to the UWC Plus, or UCW Plus, for planning the breakfast, because I am new to Grand Forks and I wanted to do some programming. It's not enough just to hang art on a wall. We wanted to have conversations, and so that provided kind of an anchor. I also want to give a shout out to UND. They're one of the underwriters. And so in addition to Monika Fabijanska coming to our campus here and participating in the breakfast, she's going to be giving a lecture on February 27th at 4 p.m., the day before the breakfast. And then we are collaborating with the Empire Arts Center, and we're going to do some film screenings by two of the artists who are already in the exhibit. One of the films by Alavtina Kakitsa is going to get its North American premiere here in Grand Forks. And so, and believe it or not, two of the artists will join us for discussion after the screening. It will be 4 a.m. Ukraine time. And so we're really looking forward to that. And again, thank you to both of you, because this was kind of our pie in the sky scenario to be able to do. And with the support, that's what we were able to do. So.
What a wonderful exhibit. So Dr. Minnotte, tell us a little bit more about this event where we're going to be unveiling and launching the exhibit that Dr. Arnar just talked about, but you're also hosting some additional guests. So I think our viewers would probably want to know a little bit about the event, and then how does one register to become part of that great celebration?
Well, the event will feature a panel discussion that should be pretty lively and interesting, that features not only the actual curator of the exhibition, which is super exciting that she will be here, but also two UND faculty members and the unique voices that they'll bring to the discussion. And those include Dr. Brian Urlacher, who is professor and chair of the Department of Political Science and Public Administration, along with Nicole Durain, who's a teaching assistant professor of art and design. So we hope that you will all join us. We just need to have you register so we can have enough food for everybody. And to register, you can go to the UCW Plus website, and that link should be included in the transcript for this video. Otherwise, you can reach out to any member of the leadership team, including me, and we'd be glad to ensure that you're able to take part in this exciting event.
It's such a great opportunity, and I know I get excited just thinking about what you just said, the opportunity to come together as a campus. All are welcome, and we're grateful for the UCW Plus and for the North Dakota Museum of Art for the sponsorship and the opportunity to bring this to Grand Forks and to UND. So thank you so much for being here today, and we look forward to this event on February 28th.